Hello, welcome back to another episode of Video Game Tester 101. My name is Lawrence. I've been in the video game QA industry for more than a decade, so I'm here to share some of my experiences with you. And so for today's topic is going to talk about the different types of workers that I've observed when I've worked in the video game industry as QA, as a tester. So the reason why I bring this up is because I happen to start seeing patterns of certain behaviors. I've seen these patterns, and I've noticed that I've actually fall in a little bit of each one of these employee types, these tester types, over the years. I've gone back and forth. So it's one of those things to where if you're looking to get into this particular industry as a video game tester, QA, or you're just starting out or anything like that, I want to express the things that are actually observable. It's observable from management. It's observable from other people. These are just characteristics, whether you know it or not. So let's start. Let's start from the bottom and go up. So the bottom, something really simple, right? Every job has this know-it-all person. This person who's just a know-it-all. They know everything. You can't tell them that they're wrong. Or they're going to try to one up, like if you try to tell something, they're trying to help you. It's just how it is. I've run into various cases where this one up person or this know-it-all person, in one particular case at one job, we called one guy out for being a one-upper. And we were like, yeah, we know you as a one-upper in a very kind of like semi-kind way. And he was taken back by it. He's like, really? He's like, yeah, every time we try to tell a story, we try to say anything, you always try to one-up us. And he was like really bothered by that, but not like bothered that we told him. It was like he was bothered by that observation that's how other people see him. And so from that point on, he was like, oh, okay. And he's a really nice guy. It's just he tried not to do that so often, because he didn't really like that nickname. Is it something we should have brought up to him or not? I don't know. That's like it's a different conversation, but that's just something we did bring up to him. I want to bring up another type of person that I've noticed is there's like this lazy kind of person. There's a person that is absolutely lazy. They're the type that they've been there for so long, or they're actually just okay with putting in the bare minimum, and they're just there to. It almost feels like they're there to collect a paycheck. And so there's a spectrum to that, right? Like so, at one particular company, I don't want to say because this person is just a cool dude, but at this one particular job, he's been there so long, he has had seniority, he had no desire to move up. He had no desire to grow. He had no desire to improve. He was just an overall super lazy guy. So that when it came to doing his job, it was easy for him because he knows everything. But he just wasn't aspiring to become anything greater than that. He was okay with that because his lifestyle didn't require much. He didn't have a family. He didn't have things to take care of. He was just perfectly fine being this lazy guy, and that's perfectly fine. It was observable, but they couldn't get rid of him because he had seniority and he had the most experience, right? Like so, it wasn't necessary that he was so lazy that he didn't work. He was just so lazy that he didn't aspire to work harder than he needed to. And I know depending upon how you look at the workforce, it's like, well, I only get paid as much as I'm not going to work as hard as much as they pay me. And All right, well, that's a different topic in itself. While there's other people that I know of, when I worked at Midway, there was a guy who also did the bare minimum. And he wasn't that hard of a worker. He wasn't known for really writing up bugs very much. He wasn't known for doing, a lot. He was just there to collect a paycheck. And every once in a while he would find something, and so that's another aspect as well. Let's see here. What else? What do I have in my notes? There's the basic workers. I know that. Those are the basic workers, and those are the ones who come and they show up and they work fairly hard, but they don't work too hard. They're just basic. I don't have much to emphasis. They're not awful, but they're not excelling in any tremendous way as well. And then this last one is a type of person that I've observed happens at like almost every company. Like there's these kind of individuals that just happen to just go above and beyond. There's a certain kind, they care about every single thing. You know, if there's a problem, if they look it up. Hey, okay, let's look into it. Let's find it out. You know, and you may think, oh, they're trying to kiss butt or something like that. No, these individuals, I've worked with them for quite some time. That's just how they work. They care about every single issue that arises. They're into it. They remember, hey, I remember seeing this issue 4 months ago, and it's like, let me go look it up. Okay, yeah, so it's related to this, and so they connect them together. And those are the individuals that are going to rise through the ranks really, really fast. And I've noticed it. They're smart. They're smart people. They work very hard, and I'm assuming they care. But even if they don't care, they're behaving like they care. So it's just a wonderful experience to observe those types of guys. Or gals, and they just care. They just work extra hard. And so in my experience throughout this whole like career, I have found myself in each of those steps, you know. So let's say I remember that when I worked certain parts at Kings Isle, I was the above and beyond guy. I was above and beyond guy so much that they created a separate kind of position for me, which didn't end up well for various reasons, and maybe I'll talk about that in another video. But I was like, I need to look into this. I need to investigate. And so, but what's interesting is about some of these positions, I noticed that I go like this. I may fall into, I really care a lot, to I care very little, to I'm just doing the basic work, to I think I know it all. So it's like me, I've been in all those aspects, you know, and I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it. There are some places where I tried my absolute best to go above and beyond and be the absolute best employee. And then there are times where I was just doing the absolute bare minimum. And it's not because I didn't care, but it could have just been maybe, you know, I felt like I wasn't being treated fair enough, or, you know, I just didn't like it. So depending upon where I stand in this timeline, you can find me in each one of those. So my advice to any of you all, if you're looking to get into this, if you're or just starting out or anything like that, my advice is this: is to figure out which one of those you want to be, and well, who I don't know, if somebody really wants to be lazy, but yeah, if you're in here and you're not looking to aspire to do much, just to let you know that it's going to be observed. It's going to be observed. If they're going to notice that you're not that great of a worker. And so when layoffs come, when it's time for promotion or recognition, then you'll be known for those particular things. And I'm not saying it's always like that, because I can actually bring up times where I worked very hard and I didn't get the recognition, and I didn't get, you know, the pay raise that I really wanted. And that's a different question. That's an issue with management and stuff like that. But those are the general characteristic types. But there's more, right? Like there's others that I've noticed. There's like there's like this certain types of QA testers that specialize in certain things. They're just absolutely awful with a whole bunch of things, but they're meticulous with like strings and text and certain things, because they're not interested in anything else, nothing else. You know, I remember stories of certain kind of testers who were playing a baseball game and they didn't really care to learn baseball, so they would start writing up bugs to make it so that the person would go from first base to third base, because it just makes more sense, and that's not how baseball is played. But there's just some people who just don't care. Yeah, so but there's a lot more, but these are the four that I've noticed, and that's because I've fallen each one of them. If you're curious on which jobs I've done what, like my highs and lows in each one of them, I don't mind sharing that as well. I can't say that I was a perfect employee all the time, and I'm here just to share that truth with you. So if this video has any value to you, you know, or anything that you can relate to, go ahead, and if you could please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment, ask me a question. I would love to get back to you. I have about a decade's worth of information. So just as a reminder, I actually also have a free course down below. It's not going to cost you anything. Come check it out. And that'll give you another bit of more information of my experience in the video game testing QA industry. And then we can move forward from there. If you're interested in doing a lot more, hopefully this channel will be of some use to you. Okay. See you in the next video.